Ay, 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 ay. Listo. Ahora sí. Estamos listos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Estamos listos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Estamos listos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like that song. I'll play it again. Pam. Oh my god, Pam. Pam la 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 la. 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 I haven't seen you in like over a month or two. Pamela la 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 la, Pamela la 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 la, Pamela la 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 la, Pamela la 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 la, Pamela la 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 la, Pamela la 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 la. I'm getting ready for bed, but then she was like, "Wait, Lion is on. Let me pop in and hear him go la 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 la." La 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 la, Pamela la 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 la. So good looking, yeah. You're on the new computer? Say word. I'll be on my new computer on Saturday. After I pick up my new PC. Not paid in full. I had to finance it and stuff. I miss you too. I miss everybody. I miss the old gang. La 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 la. Pamela la 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 la. Pamela la 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 la. Le 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 lo lo. Safe word as ketchup. The safe word is ketchup. How is everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are healthy above everything in this life, in this world. Thank you for coming through into the stream. And know that the keyword, the safe word is ketchup. Much love to all you fam. I know things haven't really been the same as before in the past. I know things happen in life. I know we tend to get really busy. We tend to, get lost in the tracks and try to pick ourselves back up from where we have fallen before. And we're trying to do our best to get to where we where we are, where we want to be, and never look back again. Because this time we have to take care of our duties, we have to take care of our bills, we have to take care of all of the debt that has piled up on top of us. We just don't want the extra weight on us. We just don't want any type of weight on our backs. And it's really costing us a lot of stress, a lot of suffering, a lot of turmoil that we don't really need in our lives. So this is why we do what we gotta do. We do our research. We try to become the best at what we do, whether it's trading, whether it's hustling for Uber Eats, DoorDash, whether it's going on top of roofs and fixing AC units and, you know, making things work again. You and me both. We both have that. I have a couple of cards that it's not really as big of an amount, but according to what I make at my job, it's not enough. And if I were to, for example, live by myself here in New York City, theoretically speaking, I wouldn't be able to survive in a one-bedroom apartment, especially with the median of how much a one-bedroom costs. Trade a margin account, and then when things go to the crapperoo and get margin called, then what are you gonna do? I would rather just stick with a cash account if that's the case. No joke, I was really contemplating on whether if I should get a personal loan through, let's say for example, SoFi. And it's funny because I do have a SoFi account, checking and savings account with SoFi. I also have an investment account with them, and some crypto. I have some XRP there, and yeah, they had sent me in the mail how I could be able to stay on track with a SoFi personal loan. Of course, this is not sponsored by SoFi, but I'm just telling you what happened to me. And it requests any amount up to 100,000. No fees required. Get the funds as soon as the same day. So I was thinking maybe doing that and just pretty much doing a consolidating, what is that called? Consolidation debt loan or whatever. Pretty much just taking all the credit card debt and consolidating it into one payment and just paying it every month a certain amount with I guess there's some slight interest to it, but as long as like you're keeping track of the payments and stuff like that, then it should be good. You're doing the snowball. How is that like? Tell me about it. And how is that working for you? Tell us your experience here. And by the way, of course, anything and everything said in this stream and on the chat, strictly in our opinion. It's not financial advice, and know that this stream and the videos that I create on YouTube is for education, research, and entertainment purposes. Just as long as you are held accountable of your decisions. As long as you're making money, I mean, that's what matters, right? But let me tell you what I paid my BJ's, Kohl's, Quicksilver. Oh, I got Quicksilver. I used to have Old Navy, but that literally tore me up. I've regretted getting Old Navy credit card. Anything retail related, it's so bad. The APR is just ridiculous. Just about 30% APR. I mean, it's crazy, but then at the same time, like you pretty much would be stuck paying your credit card for 20 years, 30 years. I have 2 Capital, I have 1 Chase, and I have 1 Best Buy. And I had just got the Best Buy too, like a few months ago, while I was doing DoorDash, which is funny. I was actually doing a DoorDash order for Best Buy, picking up some products, and somebody actually got me to sign up for a credit card for Best Buy, at which I actually ended up getting my new PC, which I am going to pick up on Saturday. But I'm doing financing, and I'm you know, so now I gotta pay another thing every month on top of everything that I owe. So gotta like somehow find a balance and try to manage, you know, payments at a timely fashion, set auto pay, and just make sure the funds are there, and just try to see like how else you could be able to make money and take care of the issue right away. Like my goal right now is to get rid of the smallest card, then start going for the bigger ones afterwards. Because once you're done with the smaller amount credit card, then it's like one less thing that you have to worry about, and then you'll be finding a lot more relief afterwards. The one mistake that I made, honestly, was not being able to do a credit transfer with my Chase, just to be able to cover for one of my cards, the smaller cards. I would have been able to pay that one card off right away, and then some of the other card too, you know. $300 balance on a 500 is a good start. Yeah. It's definitely a good start, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna have to grind like I've never grinded before this weekend, hopefully this weekend, for DoorDash. I have no credit cards or credit. Damn. You never opened one at all? Damn, Wells Fargo, 0 interest, 1, Amazon, Chase, Home Depot, Best Buy. That's a lot. Wow. That's crazy. Tractor Supply. Woo. But what's the, I don't know. I mean, I know credit is nice to have, especially when you continue to build it, and then have them like continue to increase your limit. They keep sending me stuff from Credit One as well. Credit One and other companies that I've never heard of before. But Credit One has been the most annoying to be sending me stuff like almost every week. I literally have something here too at the same time. Let's see. What is this? I have some Olo pre-approved with no annual fee, up to a $2,500 initial credit line from Merrick Bank. Affirm, yeah, even Affirm had sent me stuff. Affirm and what's that other one? Where's that other? What's the other one? Affirm and something else. Affirm and and Upstart. Upstart has sent me stuff for, I guess, to try to get your credit history has earned you this opportunity. I guess for like a loan. But I mean, in general, it's just it's good to have, but as long as you have everything all like managed and all paid off, and not going crazy, you know, like having to pay this card on this day, this card on this day, this card on this day, and then all the interest on top of that, and it's just annoying. Like, I just want to get it over with, get rid of the debt, and then just depend on one card, which would have to be the Chase, and then, you know, just be responsible with it and just manage my payments correctly. And get my credit score back up to where it used to be. You're supposed to buy a Habitat home? Wow. F Prosper? Never heard of them before. Yeah, it seems like everywhere else it's just going up. Especially here in New York City, it's just been getting worse compared to Los Angeles, California, which I'm sure is way expensive, but even for a 1-bedroom. I'm only making 560 something a week, unfortunately. If I were to be making 1,000 a week, then like I would have been able to pay off that one card right away. It was like, just to get it out the way, like. Oy. Yeah, apartments here. Well, like in one of those like new condos. It's double that for sure. It's ridiculous. They're literally just trying to like also destroy beautiful homes and freaking take over the lots and build their ugly ass condos. Like, I don't get that. I really don't understand that. There's so many neighborhoods that they have ruined in order for their greed and for their projects. Just in by Watcher Guru almost an hour ago, Jim Cramer says there are many quote-unquote reasons to sell right now. It's not financial advice from Cramer. Good old Cramer. Bro, what are they selling? The money is voided. It's digital dust. You're hosting a garage sale in a burning building. Reasons to sell? How about because it never existed? Keep the fake stocks. I'll take the real estate. Earth. Wow. You hear that? It's also better to own assets. Physical assets. Physical precious metals. You know? That's insane. $3,200 a month just for rent. $3,200 is like a 2-bedroom. I'm gonna go ahead and build a tree house. I'm gonna go to build a tree house, and then make sure it's sturdy as hell, that it could withstand winds of up to like 200 miles an hour, and not susceptible to lightning strikes if there's a storm. And getting energy from solar panels, I guess, and a filtration system for clean water, and get the water from the rain. How will I use the bathroom? Damn, I wonder about that. Oh Lord. Oh, that was 10 hours ago. Sometimes that's all it takes to live your best life. Not being able to worry about the fact that you don't have to pay $3,200 a month for rent. I mean, you can just like build your own shit. Of course, if you're the best builder and you know how to build homes and stuff from scratch. A little as cozy home, good enough for you to live in peace and comfortable, and knowing that you have all your necessities and what you need. And that's it. Like, you want light, just turn on a candle, like the old times. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drink some water out of my filtration system inside a copper cup. Live my best life. Go to bed when it's dark. Right. No type of light source, not even your phone. You'll have the best sleep of your life. On a random note, Google 13 hours ago here by Watcher Guru. I always follow this guy. Google discloses holding $94 billion worth of SpaceX. So if they got in at the IPO price, they're probably down by a lot. Unless they bought the dip, I'm not too sure. But it's down. It's been down for some time. We had SpaceX IPOing back in mid-June at 150. This thing ended up going as high as like 225. And then the sell-off began after that. As you know, all IPOs, the initial pop, and then the drop afterwards. It's always been the case like that, you know. And people should see that coming. Like it's just not gonna be like, oh, it's gonna go to 1,000 like that, you know. Eventually, it will find its true valuation. It'll find its true bottom. You know, if it doesn't hold, then that means it's still not ready yet to be where it has to be. I'm just guessing here, in my opinion. As all IPOs tend to do. Where do you guys think SpaceX's true valuation is? Where could it be at? Could it be somewhere at 100? Could it be somewhere around 80, 60, 50? Closed at $118.24, slightly in the green, but then dropped overnight in the overnight trading hours at 115.73 currently. I told my sister not to get in. She's like, I got myself one SpaceX. I was like, listen, it's an IPO, so it's gonna want to fall back down until all the selling is over with, and then institutions start climbing back into the stock. Short sellers held about 360 million SpaceX shares on loan, roughly 56% of the free float, creating large unrealized paper losses. CEO Elon Musk warned heavily shorted firms face low survival odds. Wow. Says here 3 hours ago, SpaceX turns away Falcon 9 customers beyond 2028 in a Starship bet. Regulator sends go fast signal to satellite companies. SpaceX stock slips after hours on fresh Starship launch delay over weather. Reality bites Elon Musk and his Tesla. 11/11, make a wish, everybody. Wish for something. Manifest. Put it out into the universe and pray. That all your wishes can come true and find peace, harmony, and discover new wealth. No more struggles. I wish for that for everybody. Reality bites Elon Musk and his Tesla, SpaceX believers, Wall Street Journal. A month ago, Elon Musk was crowned the world's first trillionaire after a record public offering for SpaceX. Now investors are growing impatient with the pioneering businessman, and as the bills come due on his most ambitious promises for SpaceX and Tesla. Tesla shares fell 14.5% on Thursday today, erasing $215 billion of market value after the electric vehicle maker missed earnings targets and had negative cash flow for the first time in 2 years. It was part of a wider stock sell-off amid fears that big tech companies are overspending on artificial intelligence. Well, like people are just FOMOing and buying off the hype of AI, wanting to jump the bandwagon, and these other stocks that wants to put the AI name on. I mean, it's like, come on, really? Like, you just want to hype stuff up just because your stock has AI on it? Come on now. Anyways, yeah, that sell off for Tesla was absolutely horrendous. Like, Tesla just getting smoked ever since earnings yesterday. Disgusting. Like, absolutely. Like, it was literally at, what was the top? Where was the top at? So the top, maybe that's not the top yet. Hold on. Okay, I'm guessing. Alright, anyways, I think the top was somewhere around $498.83. Yes, $498 a share, and that was back in somewhere around December of last year. And now it's trading at $320.93. So again, that was a massive drop. That's on a 4-hour chart, by the way. So it looks like it's probably not going to be done anytime soon with the sell-offs. Let's see. It did create a huge gap from that day yesterday. I wonder if there's any gaps below, which I doubt, but I see there's like a level up here, which could play out to be a future support level. 214, 215. Or maybe 285. Yeah, it's nasty, I know. Fishing, speaking of fishing, I've never fished in my life before, but I'm pretty sure I would find it therapeutic if I were to try. Just being able to enjoy the sounds and all that, the water, getting excited, that you caught something big, hoping that it's a wild Alaskan salmon or a huge bass. Let's see what else I can show you guys. So yeah, wow, even Google suffered the same thing too. I didn't know they had earnings yesterday. Google? Wow, Google. I didn't know. So not only Tesla, but Google had earnings too yesterday, and they even I mean, they beat earnings and revenue, but I don't know what caused it to actually sell off like that. Interesting. What else? AGO. Okay. Let me refresh here. Where's the green? Okay. Let's see. We have Cleveland Cliffs, who had good earnings, and the stock went up about almost, well, pretty much 16% on the day to 11 bucks. King Mackerel. King Mackerel. King Mackerel. Whoa, that's a big fish. Ooh. Damn. Look at that. I just completely like drifted off and started looking at fishes. My bad. Oh yeah, I haven't had a good salmon in ages. I would love to have. I would love to have that for dinner one day. Some a snapper. Let's see how it looks like cooked. Oh my gosh, Pamela. Pamela, look at that. Ay, ay, ay. That is, oof, my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. I mean, look at that picture, man. That looks sexy. Wow. Oh, it's drenched in lemon and olive oil and garlic and all that good stuff. Rosemary and thyme. Let's see. Oh, so yeah, I knew it was like he's olive oil, seasoned salt, Italian seasoning, black pepper, paprika, bouillon, garlic, Old Bay, mackerel. Oh, I mean that is mackerel. Dry parsley, chili flakes, lemon slices, and parsley. Lemon juice. Oh, I got it. Yeah. Pinfish is a bait fish. Oh, that looks so good. King mackerel steaks. Yummy. Let's see, pinfish cooked. Oh, okay. Crispy pan fried fish. Oh, it didn't even bait fish. Yeah, not for nothing that the king mackerel, the way it looked like, it looks so good. The only thing annoying, I gotta say, of course, it's trying to take out the bone. I'm pretty sure, regardless, it's wonderfully delicious. They have charter boats? Let's see, blue crabs. We just completely shifted from stocks to to food. Oh my gosh. Bro, I haven't been in a crab place, one of those crab shack restaurants, whatever. Never, like, it's just been so long. It was good too. I think it was a place called the Boiling Crab. Oh yeah, I think it was. You guys have a pirate ship? That's badass. I'm going on some dope excursions in the boat, having a good time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Something, yeah. Oh, you're in a touristy spot. Setting up back for raccoons are walking. Oh damn. Yeah, you don't want to stir them. You don't want to stir them up. It's gonna get pretty rabid. Oh, this is oh, I didn't even realize that this was actually a steel, non-energy minerals steel. Cleveland Cliffs. Somebody talked about this ages ago. Who was it? CLF. June 9th? Oh my gosh. December 19, 2024. Eric posted up here. Says, although this article was written in July 2024, I thought the view the columnist wrote in regard to aluminum and steel was interesting. There's so much delay on this deal with US Steel and Nippon. The columnist gives some great hints of what could happen. I kind of find it a win-win with his suggestion of who might be in the works of the deal, and even if the deal didn't go through, CLF could capitalize with these tariffs, not financial advice. They look like they have you can tell when the raccoon has diabetes. How's that possible? That's interesting. Never thought about it that way. let's see. Okay, so Cleveland Cliffs, they did report their earnings as well yesterday. Cleveland Cliffs stock 12-month price target raised to $11.15. Implies 18% upside. Steelmaker Cleveland Cliffs surges as chief executive touts tariffs. Look at that. Weren't we just like, didn't Eric just mention that on that message? That is crazy. Look at that. We need to call him. Hit him up. Let me show him this. Let me show him this chart. I gotta take a picture of this chart. He's gotta see it. They're eating cookies. Oh, so they have a sugar craving. They need that crack. They need that chocolate chip. You're. I'm showing this. Showing this screenshot. Showing the screenshot. Let me get back to this. I need to get to that. Here we go. Link. Copy to the clipboard. So, shares of Cleveland Cliffs are up almost about 16% after the steelmaker forecast profits in the back half of the year will be the strongest in 5 years. The company said third quarter adjusted income before taxes would double from the second quarter. Moreover, the tariff on imported steel, a boon to domestic steelmakers like Cliffs, will remain even after President Trump leaves office, keeping domestic steel prices high and the supply tight, predicted Chief Executive Lourenco Goncalves. Interesting name. Quote, no matter who the next president of the United States will be, Republican or Democrat, I don't see the tariffs being undone, he said during a conference call. Cliffs is the largest producer of steel for the automotive industry. Goncalves said he would consider restarting an idle steel mill in Dearborn, Michigan. Dearborn, Michigan. If automakers commit to relocating more vehicle production to the U.S. from Mexico, Canada, or South Korea. Could this be the comeback of Michigan? Detroit, even? I don't know why I even said that. But just imagining this and everything more, just reviving Detroit and reviving other parts of Michigan and becoming wealthy again. That's just me, but what else? looks like precious metals actually they actually came back down again. Silver was definitely above $60 earlier before. Even yesterday it actually had reached around $61 an ounce, and now it's back down to $57 an ounce. And gold from 4,167 to 4,032. Stocks, mining stocks, all in the red again. Compared to a few days ago. Randomly, we'll talk about AMC and how this is still stuck at 220s. As you may have known, they had released their 10Q. Which is right here. $10Q financial statements. It shows their financial statements for revenues, admissions, food and beverage, other theater, operating costs and expenses, film exhibition costs, and all of that stuff on there. From the 3 months ended and the 6 months ended, unaudited, from June 30th, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. Wish I can get a summary off of this, but I'm not too sure. You know what I would actually do? I know it's kind of like silly, but if I can take a screenshot of this. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try something now. Oh shoot. I can't wait to get my computer. Holy smokes. I just can't wait. Amy. What do you think about these numbers? How, in what direction do you see AMC going? Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Based on the balance sheet on here, June 30th, 2026 versus December 31st, 2025. ChatGPT characterizes it as incrementally improving, but not yet fundamentally transformed. So you hear it first on from ChatGPT. Again, it says incrementally improving, but not yet fundamentally transformed, in bold letters. So the bullish take on ChatGPT from this balance sheet, from the 10Q that AMC had released through SEC, the cash nearly doubled from June 2026. From December 2025, from $428.5 million in cash to $778.4 million in June 2026. So that's a $350 million increase in cash. This is probably the most important line on the balance sheet, because AMC has spent years fighting liquidity concerns. More cash means more flexibility, lower bankruptcy risk, greater ability to refinance debt, and more negotiating power with lenders. Number two, current asset increased significantly. So the current assets are 1.038 billion to $1.384 billion. And that's healthy because it improves short-term liquidity. Number 3, additional paid-in capital increased. So from $7.12 billion to now $7.72 billion, which suggests that AMC raised additional equity. While dilution hurts existing shareholders, it also strengthened the company's balance sheet by bringing it in cash. So there's always an upside to it, there's always a downside to it, and then people don't really like to hear the word dilution, but sometimes when it comes to the company's sake or whatever is best for business, they got to do it in terms of being able to help with additional equity to fulfill certain debts or whatever, I'm guessing, right? Just so AMC won't go off the rails. Or end up having her end of the sentence. But because of that, number 4, stockholders deficit improved, still negative, so $1.89 billion to $1.45 billion. So that's roughly a $440 million improvement. It's still underwater, but moving in the right direction, according to ChatGPT. Now, the bearish take is what worries ChatGPT about AMC. So the debt remains enormous, unfortunately. Corporate borrowings, $4.02 billion down to $3.70 billion, which is progress. But AMC still carries nearly $3.7 billion in borrowings. Interest expense continues to consume cash that otherwise could be invested in theaters or shareholders. That's a lot. That's still a lot of cash for sure. Total liabilities still exceed assets. So you have $8.04 billion in assets, $9.50 billion in liabilities. Negative equity remains. Until liabilities fall below assets, AMC technically has negative book value. Now the current maturities have jumped. Current maturities of corporate borrowings from $19.9 million to $148.9 million. And that means more debt comes due within the next year. Oh, what do you know? If refinancing conditions worsen, that could become a challenge for AMC. Goodwill intangible remain large. So goodwill plus intangibles, that's nearly $2.5 billion. And those aren't cash producing assets by themselves. If business weakens, impairments could occur. So the ratings for the overall balance sheet grade: liquidity at a 4-star, the debt 4 out of 5 stars, debt 2 out of 3 stars, cash position 4 out of 5 stars, solvency 2 out of 3 star, and trend 3.5 star. So ChatGPT, where ChatGPT thinks AMC is going in the next 12 months, says, I don't think bankruptcy is the primary concern anymore, which is a good thing, right? Because the last thing you want to hear is, oh my god, AMC now filing for bankruptcy, chapter 11, blah 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 blah, blah, and then all hell breaks loose. So the bigger questions become, can AMC consistently generate free cash flow? Can they refinance debt at reasonable rates? Can attendance remain healthy without blockbuster heavy release schedules? Can management continue reducing leverage? If they can answer yes to most of those, the balance sheet should continue improving. Stock price. From a trading perspective, AMC is still a highly sentiment-driven stock. There are a few broad scenarios. Bullish case, continued debt reduction, positive cash flow, strong movie slate, and improved investor sentiment. That combination could support a meaningful re-rating of the stock. Neutral case, AMC slowly chips away at debt while operating results remain mixed. The stock could trade in a broad range, reacting to earnings, movie releases, and broader market sentiment. The bearish case is that the biggest risk would be weak box office performance, a recession reducing discretionary spending, higher refinancing costs, and another significant equity raise if cash needs increase. Those factors could pressure both the business and the share price. So in ChatGPT's conclusion, it says, compared with where AMC was a few years ago, this balance sheet is better than many skeptics expected. The jump in cash and the reduction in borrowings are meaningful positives. At the same time, the company is not yet out of the woods. Its leverage remains high, liabilities still exceed assets, and it must continue improving operating performance to make the capital structure more sustainable. So if ChatGPT had to summarize the report in one sentence, it would be that AMC appears to be stabilizing financially, but the investment case now depends less on survival and more on whether management can turn that stronger liquidity into sustained profitability and continued debt reduction. For investors who have followed AMC for years, I'd say this report leans moderately bullish from a balance sheet perspective, while recognizing that execution over the next several quarters will likely determine whether the stock can justify a lasting move higher. And that is what the stock needs, in my opinion, to further improve all of that was just read aloud from ChatGPT. And due to how these balance sheets are looking like, we would have to wait and see how we would have to see what the results are after the fact and within the next couple of months leading to the end of the summertime, which is in 2 months from now. 2 months from now will be the end of summer. What else do we have here? Then the AMC has scheduled a 14A. What is the 14A? So for example, I think I posted here on Discord, Fishy was questioning about it. So for example, a recent preliminary proxy statement from AMC included key corporate proposals such as requests to double authorized common stock, to cover debt conversions from exchangeable notes. So that in itself should tell you the fact that they want to request to double authorized common stock should equal to dilution, more dilution in the future. And so this is what Fishy was saying. And Johnny, we haven't seen Johnny in a while in the chat, he's crying dilution again. Nobody wants to hear that word at all, but it just seems unavoidable at this point for now, until they can be able to fix all the little kinks in the balance sheet, and to be able to improve those numbers and be able to chip away at the debt that they owe. Let's see what we can see here. So yeah, so the 14A, we have a notice of annual meeting of stockholders to be held on September 24th. Well, look at that. And I said 2 months from now will be the end of the summer, and it will be the beginning of the fall. This meeting is being held on September 24th, just a day after the official season, fall season, at 1 p.m. Central Time, so it'll be 2 p.m. Eastern Time for us in New York and Florida. And this meeting, this annual meeting, is for the following purposes. So let's go ahead and read the list. So number 1 is to approve an amendment to our 4th amended and restated certificate of incorporation, to declassify our board of directors, shorten all existing terms of directors to expire at the annual meeting, and remove restrictions on the number of directors. If proposal 1 is approved, to elect to our board of directors the following nominees for terms expiring at the 2027 annual meeting: Mr. Adam Aaron, Denise Clark, and all these other names that are on the board of directors, whether they're being voted to stay or being voted to leave, voted out to leave the company or leave the board of directors. If proposal 1 is not approved, to elect to our board of directors the following nominees for terms expiring at the 2029 annual meeting, is the names mentioned. Number 3, here to approve an amendment to our certificate of incorporation to eliminate the prohibition against stockholders acting by written consent. Number 4, to approve an amendment to our certificate of incorporation to remove the limitation on stockholders' ability to call special meetings. Number 5, to approve an amendment to our 2024 Equity Incentive Plan, the 2024 EIP, to increase the total number of shares of Class A common stock subject to the 2024 EIP from 25 million shares to 50 million shares. Number 6, to ratify the appointment of Ernst & Young LLP as our independent registered public accounting firm for 2026. Number 7, to conduct a non-binding advisory vote to approve the compensation of named executive officers. Number 8, to conduct a non-binding advisory vote on the frequency of the non-binding advisory vote to approve the compensation of named executive officers. And number 9, to approve one or more adjournments of the annual meeting, if necessary, to permit further solicitation of proxies if there are insufficient votes to adopt the foregoing proposals. Okay. I'm just wondering if there's anything else important that needs to be mentioned from this proxy. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. This is a long 14A. So the 2026 annual meeting of stockholders being held at 1 p.m. Central Time at the AMC Theater Support Center located at 1 AMC Way, 11500 Ash Street, Leadwood, Kansas. Record date, July 31st, 2026. As of the record date, holders of our Class A common stock are entitled to 1 vote per share. These are the proposals. Welcome back, Fishy. Welcome back. So Proposal 5 is asking AMC shareholders to double the size of the 2024 equity incentive plan. Current authorization 25 million shares, the requested authorization of 50 million shares, and increase to 25 million additional Class A shares. This proposal is not the same thing as a public share offering. Oh, so there's a difference. Okay. Instead, these shares are generally reserved for executive compensation, employee stock awards, stock options, performance-based incentives, director compensation. Bullish interpretation of this is that supporters may argue that it helps AMC attract and retain executives and employees without paying as much cash. If the stock price appreciates significantly, equity compensation aligns management's interest with shareholders. Conserving cash can strengthen the balance sheet. The bearish interpretation of this is that many retail investors will likely focus on the downside. Potential dilution, in bold letters. If all 25 million additional shares are eventually granted and issued, existing shareholders own a smaller percentage of the company. Some investors worry management receives too much stock-based compensation, while common shareholders have experienced significant dilution over the past several years. God. It could increase selling pressure over time as vested shares are sold. Ugh. It's pathetic. So how much dilution could this represent? If AMC currently has roughly 400 plus million shares outstanding, an additional 25 million shares would represent approximately 6% dilution if they were all ultimately issued. Keep in mind, approval does not immediately issue the 25 million shares. Shares are granted over multiple years. Some awards never vest or are forfeited. For AMC investors, given the history of AMC issuing equity to raise capital, many retail shareholders are especially sensitive to any proposal involving additional shares, even when they are earmarked for compensation rather than financing. The key question shareholders should ask is, does the value created by incentivizing management outweigh the dilution to existing shareholders? That will likely be one of the more debated topics ahead of the shareholder meeting. Right? Yikes. What else? Adobe currently... I'm just trying to find if there's anything in particular. Voting. Okay. Other matters. Okay. Say when on pay vote. Ratification of the appointment of Ernst & Young as our independent registered public accounting firm requires approval by a majority of the votes cast with respect to this matter. Oh, so you... Okay. Interesting. Non-binding advisory vote on the frequency of the advisory vote on the compensation of named executive officers. The same when on paid vote. Will be determined by which option, 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, receives a plurality of the votes cast. A quorum is required to transact business at the annual meeting. Stockholders of record holding shares of common stock constituting 1/3 of the shares issued and outstanding and entitled to vote at the annual meeting constitute a quorum. Century. Huh. Okay. Word. Okay. This thing is long as hell. This is really long. I'm trying to see, like, this thing. Look how long this thing is, man. Approval of an amendment to the certificate of incorporation to eliminate the prohibition against stockholders acting by written consent. Palabra del Señor. Approval of an amendment to the company's. Okay. Palabra. In order to have sufficient shares available for issuance to fund the company's equity-related awards made in 2026 to named executive officers and other employees as described below under new plan benefits, the board unanimously recommends that the company's stockholders approve the EIP amendment to increase the shares of common stock available for awards pursuant to the 2024 EIP by 25 million shares. The company does not expect that this proposed reserve will be sufficient to cover grants for future years and at current grant levels and based on the company's current stock price. As described in the CD&A, the company's equity grant practices have been appropriate and emphasize variable compensation and equity-based compensation in alignment with the interest of the company's stockholders. Stockholder interest and the future of the company will be seriously jeopardized if the company were unable to use equity grants to incent and retain its employees, consultants, and directors. Stock-based incentives are fundamental components of the compensation committee's pay for performance philosophy as reflected in the CD&A. If stockholders do not approve the EIP amendment, equity-related awards made to named executive officers and other employees in 2026 will likely need to be settled in cash, which may be better used for other business purposes. If settled in cash, equity-related awards made to named executive officers and other eligible employees in 2026 could range from $17.1 million to $58.6 million based on our stock price as of June 30th, 2026. Such a cash expenditure could have an adverse impact on the company's cash flow from operations, financial position, and results of operations. Issuance of cash-settled awards may not be sustainable given the company's recent cash flow challenges. Approval of the EIP amendment should reduce the magnitude of the company's exposure to this cash settlement risk. So I guess they need this vote. They need this vote to be able to pay their stockholders in stock incentives. I guess if it's not voted in, then they'd have to pay their employees and those people in cash. And they need all the cash at hand that they can get because they're trying to cover their debt and all other liabilities and whatnot, in my opinion. And if they don't have that, then they're gonna be, then AMC is gonna be shaking it up a little bit. They're gonna be struggling even more. That's what I'm getting off of that. Oh damn! Remember, for 9 months, CTM Lion, it's a defense stock. Yeah, I'm kind of done reading this already. I'm tired of reading this. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. AMC hasn't even moved a single muscle yet. And even though it did make a huge comeback from 90 cents back in March of the end of March of this year, I mean, from 90 cents all the way to $3, and that's a pretty good gain. It still means that AMC is still up over 140% in the last 117 days, from what it says there. But in terms of how this is looking like right now, it's a little bit iffy. Especially on the daily, it looks a little iffy. A little bit of indecision here. But wondering if it's actually going to head back up to somewhere around 240 to 250 a share, or if it's actually going to reject and then fall right back to $2, which could possibly be the max pain of $2. We're going to double check, and then we're going to check CTM for sure. I got you, Fishy, don't worry, I won't leave you behind. Let's just see, just in case, what the max pain is for AMC, and that is $2, expiring August 21st, 2026. Those calls have a max pain of $2 a share. So it could be, you know, one of those same activities as usual, and perhaps, you know, based on the conditions of the market and what's happening, maybe that might cause the stock to come down even more. Who knows if they'll even try to fulfill pushing Amy back down to $2 to fulfill the max pain, which is ridiculous. But also at the same time, given the fact that, oh, excuse me, no, I'm yawning, no, it's 12 o'clock already, damn. Given the fact that it did hold support, if you take a look at how it looks like on the daily chart, you can see that there is a bit of a support here somewhere around 220. Yeah, so honestly, you would have to hope that it doesn't fall back down under 220. It needs to go back up to 240 and break over that to then probably see like another leg up, maybe another test of 250 and beyond. If not, then this probably might just turn into another downtrend, honestly, which could suck. CTM, let's check out CTM real quick. CTM with a nice little bottom there, I see. Oh yeah, CTM closing at 70 cents, is that what it says? Oh, it closed up 7.69%, 70 cents. Interesting. What is this about? Process industries, chemicals, major diversified. Because when we talked about CTM, did we talk about CTM before? I'm wondering. Oh yeah, CTM was actually talked about before in the past. As a matter of fact, Fishy, you talked about CTM last year, especially around September of last year. You said CTM, Rocket Labs, and the Golden Dome. Then again, here, Matt K. July 17th, he had also posted a screenshot of CTM back when it was $1.39. And I think you posted a screenshot No, you didn't. CTM next. You just said CTM next, and I was like, oh, damn. So yeah, it's been a minute since you mentioned that. Check CTM on a daily chart. It is a penny stock. Castellum, which has a market cap of $66.3 million. The float, or outstanding shares, well, the float is 63.38 million shares. The outstanding number of shares is 94.70 million shares. Only 8.2 of institutions hold this stock. Their cash position probably around 17.42 million. Can go ahead and check chart exchange to see how that is looking like for Castellum. That is not it. Okay. There it is. Okay. So what are we looking at here? It looks like the cost of borrow fee is low at 2.71%, with only 250,000 short shares available to borrow as of July 23rd, 12:29 p.m. Eastern Time in the afternoon. What is going on with the stock? We'll check out and see that Castellum subsidiary wins $4 million U.S. Navy AdMax modernization subcontract. CEO to present at Maxim Group. So yeah, so the key highlights to this: Specialty Systems Inc., Castellum's wholly owned subsidiary, was awarded a $4 million directed subcontract to modernize the Navy's AdMax. What are those? What are those, you ask? Well, the Navy's AdMax, which also stands for Aviation Data Management and Control System, is a real-time command and control network that replaces old plastic tabletop Ouija boards with digital flight deck tracking, weapon statuses, and fuel data on aircraft carriers. So the core functions of this: it tracks real-time aircraft position on flight and hangar decks, displays status of aircraft launch and recovery equipment, fuel and weapons, and connects the air department, ship divisions, and staff via local networks. System updates: it replaces the labor-intensive physical models with a paperless electronic setup, operates across shipboard, local area networks, and consolidated afloat network and enterprise services, and undergoes ongoing software updates and modernizations such as containerization and DevSpecOps integration to extend legacy system life. So the SSI will act as a lead system integrator with used a phase vertical slice modernization approach, including containerization and DevSpecOps. The AdMax support, I can't even read. The AdMax effort aims to extend legacy system life, improve delivery speed, and enhance carrier aviation readiness. And Castellum's president and CEO Glenn Ives will present at the Maxim Group Defense Tech and the Domestic Supply. Oh, this was June 25th, 2026. Oh, this was that was a month ago. Damn. What? I'm sad. Well, that's one of the regardless, that was one of the latest news on CTM anyways. But more about CTM as you've read. CTM is a technology firm, and it operates in the development of strategic acquisitions in cybersecurity, information technology, information warfare, electronic warfare, software engineering, data analytics, and program support, which was founded in September 30th, 2010, which is what I can get off of this. Market cap at 66.29 million, and then the shares flow at 83.29 million shares. Again, closing at 69.70 cents. And based on what the chart looks like right now currently, even the weekly chart, whoa, that is interesting. That is an interesting weekly chart. Whoa. Wow, that's a huge drop too after the reverse split announcement back in October 13, 2022, which is a few years ago. Whoa. That is interesting. That is insane. Oh boy. That was a 1-for-20 reverse stock split. It did go back afterwards. It was at the bottom of 15 cents a share back in November 25th. 15 to 22 cents. And then something happened around that same week, and the stock ended up going from 15-20 cents to almost $3 a share. December 30th, 2024. And this is on the weekly chart. Wow. So are we counting this stock to actually go up? Because that would be insane. That's a crazy setup. Let me check the daily again. I mean, it did print out like 4 green day candles, so it must be doing something good. And on top of that, you know, if it can actually start breaking over those previous resistance levels, then even better. Like, so for example, if it could break over 80 cents, 84, was that 84? If it can break over and stay above 70 cents, then break over 75 cents, keep the momentum driving and momentum running, push that thing up to the upside. Yeah. That'd be a good idea, right? That'd be interesting. Let's see an hour chart. But you know, not really, that's not enough volume, to be honest. I think you definitely need a big volume day for the stock to start pushing up like crazy. It had only traded 1.9 million shares today, or I mean yesterday. And according to the earnings, it's on August 7th, on Friday. That's what I'm getting off from that. I'm getting sleepy. Oh, yeah. So worn out. Oh my god. Yeah, that's the only thing. So, knowing that the war is popping off and it's just a mess right now. This could definitely benefit from it, honestly. You have defense stocks reacting to this. So not only just that, Lockheed Martin. Let's see. Yeah, look, dude, look at Lockheed Martin. Their earnings, they beat earnings. They had earnings today, pre-market. This thing went up from 487 all the way to as high as 576. That's insane. Lockheed Martin. So yeah, CTM. It's insane, CTM. Oh dang. Pam can't hang no more. She's falling asleep with the music. She's falling asleep with the voice. Much love to you, Pam. Thank you for stopping by, for hanging out, for chilling. Nothing but good vibes. I appreciate you. And keep the grinding going. Keep pushing. One day at a time. And hopefully everything will become better than what it was before, and be able to accomplish all the things that you have been wanting to achieve. Oh yeah, so definitely thank you, Pam, and thank you for that one gifted fishy. Oh my lord. Congratulations to RJMC Fly 202 for getting gifted by a Lion's Den membership. Thank you. Say your prayers, take your vitamins, and hope for the best tomorrow. Have a happy Friday. And that goes for everybody else as well. Good night. La. So let's just check this out real quick. Let's see. 7 hours ago by Peak Growth Research, CTM sits in a strong position on any new P8 Poseidon FMS activity. Israel is now actively considering acquiring Boeing P8s amid rising tensions with Turkey. So now we got action going on against Turkey. That is insane. Is this what I'm just reading? Bro, what the fishy? Are you serious? That is what I'm reading. So now they have amid rising tensions with Turkey. Israel's defense establishment is actively contemplating the acquisition of the Boeing P-8 Poseidon aircraft, a sophisticated maritime patrol and multi-role aircraft specifically engineered for submarine detection. According to the sources with the Israel Defense Forces, this aircraft, which is an adaptation of a commercial passenger jet for military purposes, has been developed for the U.S. Navy and is currently utilized by various countries across the globe. Yo, Lion, why am I not a mod? I see the mod on you. What do you mean? I see the blue letters on it. Look at the chat on my screen. Look at the chat box on the right side of my screen. It has moderator on it. I'm just wondering if this has any mention of that name, Castellum. Specca. Wow, I didn't even realize that was going on. That's crazy. But what's up, Adrian? Growing allied interest in the P8 platform continues. Israel is evaluating anti-submarine aircraft amid rising tensions with Turkey, adding potential long-term FMS support or opportunity under the PMA 290 contract that Castellum primes. Wow. With second quarter release just 2 weeks away, have a feeling that Castellum continues to benefit from real P8 FMS momentum. Germany just took delivery of its first 3 P8A Poseidons, and they're already flying missions. Wow. Germany is heading to a full fleet of 8 Centaurus medals, also on the buy list. And not only just Castellum. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Defense budgets keep rising, so why are defense stocks correcting? The market now wants funded backlog, capacity, margins, and cash, not just the rearmament theme. So somebody says 2 hours ago, CTM not chasing, but definitely watching this closely. CTM massive government contracts hitting. Told you in war these tickers will explode. Let's go. I don't know why it says that Castellum is at 6976. Could be wrong. Let's see. CTM. That is CTM. Whoa. On Robinhood? What? Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, it's a Midas stock? Wait, what is up in the after hours? I'm confused. What is up on... No. It's not. Are you sure you're looking at the right ticker? Because it's not showing me that it's up on after hours. This is what I see. That's what I see. Says 6976. There's no movement after I guess 4 hours for the remainder of the aftermarket hours. But yeah, nah, they wouldn't have overnight trading hours. Well, they wouldn't allow them to be in a overnight trading session. Let's see. Castellum subsidiary. Oh, that was what I was reading before. That was the contracts I was reading before. Okay, I can only last for like maybe another couple of minutes because I'm starting to fall asleep again, and I gotta have to take a shower because I smell from playing handball after work. Here's a post by Antonio Costa, now removing from CTM to Hertz. 12 hours ago, this guy posted, and Hertz is giving me strong GME vibes from 2020, back when the crazy short interest was all anyone could talk about. It's July, and Hertz's short interest has almost doubled since mid-June. The epic short squeeze of GameStop started in July 2020. Just a curiosity, algos love the history and patterns. Since June 30th, 2026, which was the settlement date, Hertz has had a short interest of 95,542,177. And the average daily share volume at 35,224,956. Yes, you did yesterday. You mentioned about the short interest, which is right unless you got it off from that post. But that says it right here. For some reason, I think Hertz is very similar to GME. I'm hoping this is the bottom and it will rip to that $30 price target Mike called out, which is insane. Oh, yeah. That's right. 78% short interest. That's insanity. Hertz has been trying to stay afloat, man. He must be watching my stream, maybe. I don't know. If he's watching the stream, then hello. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, man. Maybe you can help me out, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's slightly, let me see. So it's like slightly creating a bottom here, you know, from 170. And the failure swing with divergence strategy. Because the RSI is definitely this low, And so the stock would have no other choice but to bottom out and start heading back to the upside. Especially if you have a big gap to fill, which is back over $4 and above. If that is what they're out to, is that where they're out to do with Hertz, then by all means, I wouldn't mind looking into it. As a matter of fact, I think for sure, just by looking at the ribbon, that it would have to start turning back around soon. Don't know when exactly, but in my opinion, I think it would have to follow the trend for sure. Because look at how much it's been oversold, especially on this steroid RSI. You have all this red at the bottom, and it's not even above the 30 level oversold, the oversold level. And the same thing can be said with the weekly chart too, because even the weekly chart, as you can tell when you zoom in, that it had just bounced from Monday, July 13th. So even that is indicating a whole lot, and hopefully this could lead to a lot more than just a recovery. Like, if this thing decides to squeeze, oh my gosh. And the ADX for the weekly at 24.15. But yeah, let's just double check and see what the cost of borrow fee for Hertz is, and then after that we can say our goodnights, because I don't want to end up falling asleep in the shower. It would be embarrassing. Cost to borrow is barely non-existent, with 3 million shares available to short, fortunately. There is options for Hertz, as you know, and the max pain for Hertz expiring today or tomorrow will be at $2 a share. So it's $2 a share for a while. But lo and behold, the max pain for the August 21st, 2026 contracts expiring that day, we're talking about a max pain of $9 a share. Like, is that even possible? Let me know if you see that. It's literally right there. Why is this at $9? Why is this at $9 max pain? Crazy. What did I miss? Better late than ever. You missed me getting sleepy and about to go to sleep. You guys be coming on later than usual. And on top of that, I'm just here just struggling to stay awake. But it's good to see you, brother. Hope everything is good with you, Mark. How is you doing? August 6th earnings for Hertz? Yeah. There it is right there. August 6th in the morning, Thursday earnings. So if anything, if you want to recap, just feel free to rewind the stream And yeah, I mean I can't really go back and start over again like Moistly likes me to do. Just hit the like button, show some love. I hope everything is well with you and the fam. But I just can't. I have to get up from this chair because if I fall asleep on this desk, then I'm gonna be bugging right now. Love y'all. So let me go ahead and do that, and I promise we'll get back to we'll go back to talking to tickers and stuff. Mark, you have a couple of tickers that you mentioned in the past. I'm just letting you know that there have been a few that have made some moves recently, especially that one stock, I think Biyu, BIYU or something like that, or B something. I forgot. Is it Biyu? It's Baya. Never mind. It's BIYA. And at some point, that stock was actually, it was actually up for a bit. But yeah, guys, yo, Mark, you're in the Discord, right? If anything, if you need to update anything, just hit me up in the Discord chat, and we'll be here and we'll discuss more as I get ready to go to sleep. We'll take a shower because I stink, and then go to sleep afterwards. I just can't wait for this week to be over, honestly. Things are good. Rewind and check it. I bet. Alright. So we'll go ahead and do just that. And I hope you guys enjoy your Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. Thank you to Fishy, Pam la 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 Pam Mama, and Adrian and Mark. Thank you guys for popping into the stream. And thank you, Fishy, for the gifted and for the 9 months. And for the shout out, Mark, Adrian, Fishy, Pam. Shout out to Eric, Johnny, TP, Zelly, and everybody else. Gary, Gabe, the crew, the fam. Thank you. And I wish you a good night and all the best for Friday. Peace out. Peace, love, happiness, health, and wealth. Good night, y'all. Don't be sorry. There's always next time, no matter what. But yeah, hit up the Discord. Love y'all. Take care.